What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Home, a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. If you recall last time, it's been a couple weeks now since the holidays. But this is a little, some very small games, like $2-something, $3 on the PlayStation Store. You're supposed to sit through it all in one go, but I did not have time last time, so here we go to pick it up and finish it. Okay. I do not want to go back into the house tunnels. It seemed better to press on. An explosive ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up that must have been a sore landing. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. I'm gonna go up here, up the ladder first. Alright. Oh. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bag. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Did I take the tape? Of course I took the tape. Wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. Alright, let's go back down the ladder here. Through the door. I could hear a faint trickling sound. It was water. What was that? You just said it was water. A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. Did I take the knife? If it has... excuse me. If it has blood on it, I probably don't want to take it. I still had the old handgun. I wasn't sure what good a knife would have been. Oh, shit. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. That loud bang that you heard, it actually shook the controller. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I wasn't sure about those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes. Okay, let's go in here. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Yes, you did. Another valve. And a fourth. I'm sorry, guys. My allergies are acting up really bad here. And so it's taking a toll on me. Okay. The door was still locked. I don't want to exit yet. I want to see if there's anything else. Oh, wait a minute. That control panel. Damn it, wrong door. Through the dust, I could see handprints from previous use, probably for whoever worked in these sewers. This one wasn't pumping water anymore. Okay, so did I turn them all off? I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? I left the valve alone. Whatever these valves did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it? Yes. Whatever these valves did, this one wasn't pumping water anymore. Okay. Okay. So none of them are pumping water anymore. Let me check this one again. Yeah, none of them are pumping. Okay. So I didn't change anything right there. This is still locked. Okay, I'm gonna go back through here. Go up the ladder. I do not want to keep digging through this mess. Okay. There was similar dirt on my own shoes. My leg ached just thinking about it. Oh yeah, this is going back into the house. Okay. So the only thing left to do that I can access is the exit. Turning those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. Awesome, man. Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shadow pool of rinsed water. Did I take it? Yes. Pocketed the small key, but it was so odd shaped I had no idea what it might open. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was this facility? Door was locked. A faint light within, eh? Huh. There's a security camera? Maybe the VHS tape. Oh, yes, the VHS tape. Found another dead body, a sewer worker. He was a mess, but it looked like he had been stabbed. I could see a key ring that had fallen out of his pocket. Did I take it? Yes. I worked up in the nerve to snatch the key ring away and put it in my own pocket. I was feeling even more sick from seeing another dead man. I didn't want to get any more blood on my clothes. There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit, but I wondered what did that key I found on the sewer worker do, and what was the videotape I found. This must have been an other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Oh, okay. I felt the weight of the gun as I limped up the ladder. Why had I really taken that weapon? For protection or for some other reason? I wonder what was on the VHS tape. Or in that locker room. Should I have gone back to check? My shoulder found the top of the passage, and fumbling around I felt a heavy hatch. I popped it, and as I lifted the heavy lid above my head, breathed deeply. The disgusting aroma of the sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. Actually, no, I want to go back. He has a point. An old ladder leading to an ancient water tower, and the ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Did I extend the ladder? Popped the latch, brought the ladder down. Okay, so let's go up first. Up again. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes. The wallet was missing its contents, including any cards or ID. It was worn but light. It made carrying the gun around seem more awkward. Where were my driver's license and credit card? From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance of the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. Okay, so the sewer entrance is over there. Maybe I can... Excuse me. Maybe I can go back after all. If I was believed to be above the ground again, I figured I should keep... No! I want to go back! Damn it! I didn't think about that. Damn, guys. I totally missed that shit. Yes, I'm gonna go this way. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on the map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in these tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on its place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. Mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see. Oh no! No, go back. Fuck you. I'm going to go for the door first. I tried a little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit in a heavy door. Awesome! The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had become strangely chill. It's usually what happens when it becomes night. Oh, a house! The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting in this decrepit structure. Yeah. A little tongue-tied there. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water tower outside too. I guess he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? It's where he murdered his victims. No, it's where he tortured his victims. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked in the notes I had found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? Oh, cool. I'm behind it now. The old train was ripped open and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark stained patch of clothes. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found, as I thought. It was getting colder out there, and I had to keep moving. Oh, okay, it was just the wind. Man, this is taking a lot longer than I expected it to. I've been playing for what, 15 minutes now. Okay, I came from the left, so oh no, okay. Got it. Let's go. Nope. Okay, let's go back through the door then. Okay. Let's go for the first path here. Okay, boulders over here. Trample into the dirt with grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated building. I wondered if I could find my way around. There was a fire pit here, and it was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. The cheap domed tent slept two people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, two backpacks, and a cooler. I felt like if I kept rooting through the campsite, someone would walk on me. Whoever was here left this place in a hurry, but why? Was someone else out there in the woods? Why did they abandon their campsite? Because you killed them! My controller keeps vibrating. There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook in there too. Did I read it? Inside the cheap dollar store notebook, I like how this says actual dollar store, was page after warm page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contains several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel, Rachel, her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The name Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Okay, so there was nothing in there to inspect behind the trees. Ooh. Oh yeah, I made it to the building that I was looking at through the fence. The grimy sink had a small patch on it that looked almost clean. A musty wooden plank propped up at the star door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Yes. I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. Yay, smart update. No, 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 no. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return here. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was still less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? I hate that you can't move while holding up the light. Looks like I'm going into... As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Ooh. That loud bang sounded like something dropped and my controller vibrated. Oh no! I found the body of a security guard just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight of his? I saw the blunt wound on the guard's head and looked again at the flashlight I was carrying. Dear God, no. Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yes, the watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. I wish I could remember why was all my stuff missing. You're an escaped convict. This looks like he's wearing a jumpsuit underneath. Or, you know, something orange. One of the lockers hung open and contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cable burst out of the box, snaking off other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear and the cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front door. It said, "Danger, closed for repairs." So I guess I will go up the stairs. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellow clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Norman took over a general store after the factory closed. He, Rachel, and I would get lunch every now and then. Rachel liked him because he seemed more positive despite the setback. I don't think I could say the same about me. The power panel looked like it was shut off. Did I push the switch? Yes. The open locker was stuffed with dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out and the face was unrecognizable. Another power panel. It was shut tight. There was a rusty looking card slot in the slot. I don't know. Huh? The power channel still wasn't working. Did I try again? I need to learn to check stuff more than once. Our old break table, a layer of dust and grime only made seeing this thing more. Looked like some beer bottles had been used on the table recently. I wondered, was that guard using this as a break room of his own? Probably, and you murdered him. The door had been hastily boarded up. This was Norman's locker. The door was dented like someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when he worked here. My head ached, and I recalled the last time Norman, Rachel, and I all had lunch together. Rachel seemed so much more at ease when we all hung out. Another panel. Turn it on. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I take the hammer? Yes. Just a hammer. I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf, because it had been used to board up the door back there. The locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Did I take the card? I slipped the key card into my pocket. Another panel. Do it again. Okay, I got all the electricity running. Okay, this video is going to be a little bit longer. I think I'm going to push it to like 40 minutes. 25, 30, yeah, about 40 minutes long. Should be able to use a stuck with the hammer. Old wooden boards came apart easy. After I had removed the planks, I left the hammer on the floor. This was my locker. There in the factory, in a stank of booze, there was a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had been torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. This room was nothing but bad memories. There were a mess of empty booze bottles. I wonder if that man in the house had something to do with this. He sure had a lot of alcohol in this place. Maybe that guard outside caught him hiding up here. Back down I go. Okay, instead of going down, I'm going to go all the way over here, because this is where that key card slot was. The QR I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Did I use the key card? Yes. I slid the card through the old reader and turned the handle. There was some kind of ventilation hatch in there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? No. It was too chicken to jump down the broken ladder before. Why do it now? There had been another way. Oh. Damn. So it looks like I do have to jump. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. There was a crumpled up letter on the floor. It had been scratched out heavily. It was hard to make out. Did I try to read the letter? Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked like to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was, need to, just don't, drinking, need, Norman. Who was Norman writing to? Give me just one moment, guys. Okay. I stepped out of the factory, glad to be rid of the smell of its memories. I could stop thinking about that room and with the bottles in it. Was that guard I found outside really drinking up there? What about Norman? And who had raided all those lockers? I couldn't tell where I was as I looked around, but I figured I needed to get to the road, get my bearings. Maybe Norman could help. His store wasn't that far from the turnoff to the factory, if I remember correctly. Factory door is locked. Damn it, I turned on all the power and I didn't even get to go through that fucking door. I like how he's limping. Okay, I'm almost out of time here. I'm trying to make it though. The garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten food and slick black bags. I saw a thin greenish corner poking out from one of the bags. It was my driver's license. It looked damaged. Did I take it back? I cleaned the card off as best as I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I took the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. I had entered Norman's place. This was the back of the store that he ran. It was oddly quiet except for the faint sound of a television. The entrance to the front of the store was locked from the inside. It looked like I couldn't just pop it open. I needed the key. There was a bit of blood on the keyhole. Everyone is dead. The TV still flicked with some insufferable channel. I couldn't make out what was on the screen, but a glow just gave me chills. Oh no! I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Norman, my coworker, and one of the few friends I had in this town lay dead beside the armchair. His face and shirt were covered in blood. It looked like he had been shot trying to get up. His eyes were still wide with shock. Norman, you deserve better than this. Did I close his eyes? I wasn't sure if he wanted to give him peace or if I just couldn't stand to think anymore about what was going on. Quickly, I closed Norman's eyes. The poor bastard. I guess this was Norman's kitchen table. He kept it clean enough, but there were water rings from 2 cups still there in the wood. The kitchen trash bin smelled fresh. I didn't dig through that mess, did I? I found a hairpin amongst the rotting food and trash and pocketed it. This game is very strange. Despite the shock of already finding Norma in that state, seeing this turned my stomach just as much. It was one of Rachel's old fall coats. What was it doing here? Was she okay? Inside the cabinet was a small but impressive collection of hunting rifle, shotgun, and even a few items I didn't think were illegal here. One of the shots on the rack was empty. The gun I had found seemed to match the others there. If the handgun was Norman's, what the hell was he doing with it? The gun would fit there. Did I place it back in the cabinet? I carefully pushed the piece back into place and felt a great burden lifted. Norman, what were you doing with all these? A close call trophy earned. I used a hairpin to pick the lock. The hairpin snapped in half, so I threw it away. Snapped. The general store was small, but it was clean. It had the usual things: postcards, snacks, magazines, and canned goods. I never went there much. Rachel usually stopped by after work if we needed anything. The register was mostly empty, and a fat stack of travel magazines sat beside it. The icebox seemed to be unplugged. It must have been off for a while. Most of its contents were half melted. I could only think of poor Norman upstairs. There were various postcards from the area, especially from the tourist traps. One of the postcards showed an old black and white photo of the water tower. It looked to be in much better shape then. Norman was dead, but I had no idea why. Was he involved in all this somehow, or was it just another victim? The gun I had found only seemed to complicate matters. It was such a relief to finally be rid of it. Home wasn't far off now. Even though the rain was relentless, I had to keep going. The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. Oh! The gate was locked tight. This wasn't my house. The neighborhood's local post box. A letter was sticking out as if someone hadn't pushed it all the way in. I knew it wasn't right, but did I look at the letter? There was no return address, but the envelope was addressed to Norman. Carefully, I tore it open and looked at the letter inside. It read, "Stay away, she's mine." That was it. No signature, no other information. I had the wrong gate. This one was locked. I had entered our backyard. The rain gave me a terrible sense of foreboding, and it chilled me through my clothes. I wasn't expectant, but also afraid. So what, did he finally snap and kill the man? I held my breath as I approached our back door. I was terrified to step inside. Yeah, so everyone you know is dead. The house was painfully quiet. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and strained. I flicked the light switch by the door and the power was off. I remember having breakfast here on this very table. Was that yesterday or sometime before? There was a small pile of mail on the floor in front of the mail slot. How long had I been away? Why hadn't Rachel picked this up? Most of the contents were bills. There was a credit card bill there. Did I open it? I ripped the bill open and read it. To my surprise, they said something about canceling my credit card due to non-payment. What the hell? The front door was locked from the inside. I couldn't go out, though. I needed to see if Rachel was here. Okay, normally a bedroom would be upstairs, so I'm going to go through here. The door with the basement, it was locked. Where had I put the damn key? Okay, guys, I'm gonna have to end this right here. Well, I can't even pause it at this point. I'm gonna end this episode right here, and I will pick up immediately right here so I can finish this game. But I'm afraid I'm gonna run out of time before I get to the finale, and I don't want to cut it off right at the big end here. So, you know, hit a subscribe button, keep your eyes open. I should have the other one up as soon as this one is up as well, so you can watch the whole thing together. And as always, leave a comment in the section below of the things I did miss. Fill me in. You know, let me know what was behind the locked door in the sewers. What had I missed in, you know, if I missed anything in the factory. What was behind that that door locked by the control panels. If I hadn't gone through that key card door, what could I have found? And if I hadn't drained the water, what would have happened if I would have just crawled through instead? You know, let me know all the... Well, I wouldn't have gotten the train station. Let me know all this stuff in the comment section below if you've played this game. And which I'm probably going to go back and check for myself, but still. But until next time, this is maniacalNut, over and out.